Okay, hello folks again, it's Mr. Weston here. Hope you're all still safe and well. We're going to do a little bit more work on equations. This time I'm going to look at equations that just need a bit of tidying up really before you do them. If you remember what an equation is all about, it's about finding out what that letter, that elusive letter, which number it stands for. So in these cases, we're going to do that, but we're just going to tidy them up a little bit first by gathering like terms before we can actually do all the equation stuff. So if you take a look at this first question on the top left, 3a add 4 add 5a take away 6 equals 19. Okay, it's got a's in it, it's got an equals, it's an equation, so on, but we're going to find out what a is. But you can't really do anything because it's not tidy up at the moment. You know, why? We've got 3a and then add 5a over here. We need to tidy this up. So that's what we're going to do. So in this case, 3a add 5a, if we gather like terms, how many a's have we got altogether? Okay, that wasn't too hard. And then we've got plus 4, and later on take away 6. We're on the same side. So what is 4 take away 6? Again, not too hard, minus 2. So very quickly, without really doing too much at all, we can tidy up that left-hand side and get 8a take away 2 equals 19. Now we've got an equation that we can go about solving. So what we need to do is, remember I said about different ways of doing this last lesson, but in this case, probably the easiest is to do the opposite of what's already been done. So it's already had take away 2, something take away 2 is 19. We need to undo that by doing the opposite. So what I'm going to do is add 2 to both sides. If I do that here, I end up with 8a equals 21. And again, it's really important. Again, I've chosen numbers that aren't very nice, don't really click together very well, because now, in order to work out what a is, sometimes you can do this in your head, but in this case here, 8 times what is 21? It didn't go in. So we're going to divide by 8 both sides. And it's really important you just get used to writing your answer as a fraction. Don't be scared to do that. 21 divided by 8 is the correct answer, and I'm happy with it. Okay, what we're going to now do is this one here. So we've got 2, and then brackets 3x add 4 equals 80. Well, in this case here, we've got brackets, and most people, and there are different ways of doing this, admittedly, 2 times what is 80, but the easiest thing is just to get rid of the brackets and multiply them out, I think, all right, for most people. So if we do that, well, again, we've expanded brackets many times before. That's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to times everything in the brackets by 2. So 2 times 3x will give me 6x. If I do that, and if I do the 2 times 4, that will give me 8. So all of a sudden, I'm struggling to write here, but we get 6x add 8, what we've been writing, equals 80. So in this case now, we've got an equation that we've dealt with before. So what I can do now is get rid of the 8. The opposite of add 8 is take away 8. I'll write that down on both sides. If I do that, I end up with 6x equals, what is 80 take away 8? 72. And so now 6x equals 72. We're going to divide by 6 both sides. This one's a bit nicer in some ways, bigger numbers than the previous one, because 6 actually does go into 72. Again, you could do a bus stop method if you wanted to, but 10 6 is 60 and a couple more. So you should know your 12 times table x is 12. Okay, this third question, halfway there, 4 in brackets 5 take away 2x equals 16. Very similar to the last one, it's just brackets. Get rid of them, times them out. So if we do that, times this one and that one all out, 4 times 5, not too difficult there, is 20. And then take away 4 times minus 2x will be minus 8x. So we're going to take away 8x. 4 times 2 is 8, of course, is 16. That gives us one like we've had before. This is one of those nasty ones because it's got that minus 8x there. Remember I said, don't like that minus in front of it. So I'm going to isolate the term, we'll move it to the other side. So I'm going to add 8x to both sides. Really important step here because it takes something you potentially get wrong and puts it in a position now where you actually go, oh, is that it? 20 equals 16 at 8x is a lot easier now. So we can just take away the 16 both sides. That will give me 4 equals 8x. And of course, the last thing is to find out what x is. You'd be surprised how many people say 2 for this one. 4 equals 8x, or 4, 8. 4 times 2 is 8. But if you think about it, you're actually dividing by 8 both sides. Just about squeeze it in here. And so if we do that, of course, on the right-hand side, we're going to have x equals, what is 4 divided by 8? Well, you can write it as a fraction if you want, 4 over 8. It's right, but I think everyone Hopefully it's going to shout out, hold on, 4 and 8 in the same times table, that is the same as a half. So ideally the answer I'm looking for is x equals a half in that case. Make sure you simplify fractions if you can. Okay, so moving on, this one's got brackets and it's got some tidying up to do, a bit like the first one. So what I'm going to do here is I'll times out the brackets. 2 times 5a is 10a, 2 times 3 is 6. I've still got this being minus 3a minus 2 here, so I'll just write it down again. Always remember, you don't need to do all of the work in one line all at the same time. Now, on the third step, we can actually do a bit of tidying up. So 10a take away 3a, what's that going to equal? 7a. 6 take away 2 is going to be 4. And so now, that's not too bad. Something add 4 is 25. I think we all know it's going to be 21, but we'll confirm it by taking away 4 from both sides. So 7a equals 21. Everyone knows what it's going to be now. What number times is by 7 to give you 21? We'll confirm it by just putting the working down. Of course, you all know the answer is now going to be a equals 3. So again, not too bad when you do these questions, all right? A guy can move here. So what we've now got, 3 lots of 2b add 3, add 4 lots of 2b add 5, double brackets. Well, okay, times them both out. Please, please, please take your time though. Look at the space we've got. Do a few lines of working out and you'll get it right. So if we just take your time, mark 1 if you're in the exam will be for times out the brackets. So 3 times 2b is 6b, 3 times 3 is 9, okay. 4 times 2b is 8b. 4 times 5 is 20. So again, just do all the bits and bobs. You'll just get the same marks for basically one or the other. But now, so far, so good. And all we need to do now is tidy it all up a little bit. So the 6b and 8b can get together. This is your second mark, will be 14b. The 9 and 20 come together to make 29. Okay, there we go. You know what? If you're in an exam, sometimes they do things like this, and they'll be like, okay, hold on. Because you're thinking, I've got to get rid of that 29, which you do, to isolate the term. You know what I'm spotting over here. 15 take away 29. It's going to be a negative number. Well, okay, maybe it is. The amount of people that will panic there and not go with a negative number and go, okay, 29 take away 15, that's what it must be, 14. But it's not, it's minus 14. Really important you get that. I'll give you a different answer, obviously. 14b equals 14, or what number times 14 gives you minus 14? Just minus 1. You know, if we divide by 14 both sides, this is what we need to be conscious of. Minus 1 is a different answer to 1. So you can't, you know, we've done a bit of stuff on negative numbers. You're okay at them. But, you know, potentially you'll get, like that one there, a fractional answer or a negative answer. You might even get minus 3/4 as an answer. Don't be scared. If you ever wanted to, you could always check it back in at the beginning, or I put the value back in, see if it works. But just if you do it step by step, you know, you should be okay with it. This last question's got double brackets as well, very similar. It's just got a negative in the middle, which is going to make, when we expand it, a little bit trickier. So I'll put my arrows in for a start. So watch or listen. What are you what? Well, you can watch from the video. You listen to what I'm saying. 2 times 6a is 12a. I'm tired. That's what it must be. 2 times minus 7 is minus 14. And jabbering on. This is the next bit. Minus 3 gets times by 3a. So minus 3 times 3a is minus 9a. And then minus 3 also gets times by plus 2. So it's going to be minus 6. A lot of people will put plus 6 there, because, you know, they'll forget that that minus is getting times by that plus. But again, there would be your 1 mark. Then you would group it or tidy it all up. 12a take away 9a is 3a. Minus 14 minus 6 is minus 20 equals 40. Now we're at equation level. We can actually just finish it off. What's the opposite? Take away 20. Add 20. If I add 20 to both sides, that gives me 3a equals 60. And we're nearly there. What number times by 3 to give you 60? I'm waiting. Go on, someone say it. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. All right. A is 20. And there we go. There's some work on equations. So these are equations that needed a little bit of tidying or times out brackets before you could do them. Okay, I'll see some stuff on the I'm going to say your turn questions, and hopefully you'll get on all right once you watch this video and how to practice. Look after yourselves, and I will see you on equations either 5 or 4.5 later in the week.